What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Rialand Jones, aka the Fat Assassin. And today we're talking about why most diets work for most people, and also why most diets don't work for most people. I know, sounds silly, but we're about to get into it. So here's a big question. How can people like us, people who struggle with health or weight loss, people who maybe have some self-esteem or self-confidence challenges, or people who just want to improve their lives but can't quite put their finger on where to start or what they need to do next? How do we make changes in a way that improves our situation but doesn't seem impossible or overwhelming to do so we can start to live better lives? That's the big question, and on this podcast, we're going to dig into some answers. My name is Rialand Jones, aka the Fat Assassin, and this is the Healthy Mind, Healthy Body, Better Life podcast. What up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. Whatever day it is when you listen to this, I hope you have a freaking awesome day. I thought it'd be cool to talk about, this subject is like something that I talk about with some of my personal trainer friends, because what you guys don't know is that we talk about you when you're not around. So just know that happens. Not in a negative way. Well, sometimes it's just in a venting way. But what we talk about is, things that we experience the most and what we hear the most. And one of the phrases we hear the most is, I've tried everything. We'll get a message and somebody will be like, oh, I've been trying this. I've tried everything. It's nothing to do. I'm going to be heavy forever. Let's be real. You did not actually try everything. And if you did try everything and nothing worked, then more than likely you didn't do any of them right. And that's kind of what we're talking about right now. Like, honestly, most quote unquote diets will work for most people. Okay? We all have little nuances about ourselves internally, from everything from hormone and all this different stuff. So some diets may work better for some people than others. But generally speaking, and remember, I'm talking in general terms, most diets will work for most people. Now, that being said, most diets will also not work for most people. And that's the part that I'm going to explain. Usually, 13 years of being in the fitness industry, usually when someone says that something didn't work for them and you ask them more questions, they just didn't do it right. Okay? They either didn't do it right because they didn't totally understand how it works to begin with, or they were told how to do it by someone else who wasn't doing it all the way right. And you already know how it is. Remember when you're like in elementary school or middle school or something, maybe your English teacher did that game where she whispered something in someone's ear, and then everybody had to whisper through the whole class, and then the last person said out loud what it was. And by the time the message got to that person, it was not even close to what the teacher started with. I don't know if anybody else did. I remember doing that like in middle school. But like that is the same thing that we're adults. If someone does a diet and then they tell someone else, but they're not, super versed in that diet, they just kind of know about it or kind of did it themselves, the information that they gave the next person isn't complete. So that person doesn't get as much benefit of it. Then they associate not getting that benefit with the type of diet, but it wasn't the diet. It was that you just weren't doing it 100% correct. So you have the two main reasons to me why the diets don't work is that, one, you weren't doing it 100% correct to begin with. And then the other part is that you weren't putting in 100% effort. So you have doing it incorrectly and you have not enough effort. And those are the two biggest reasons why a diet won't work for someone. Generally speaking. Of course, if you have some type of medical condition, that doesn't count. All right, I don't want to get any emails from somebody saying, oh, I tried everything and I have this ailment. Well, I'm not talking about you if you have that ailment. I'm just talking about in general. So most diets work for most people. It's just bottom line. Because what you need to lose weight is a caloric deficit. What that means, you need to have less calories than your base rate, right? So most diets are designed for you to eat less calories, so you should lose weight. Now, not all of them are great. Some of them, the calories are too low, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. We won't get into that today. But as far as most diets work for most people, bottom line, they will. Now, here's the thing that you got to look out for. What degree of success do you have with any of the diets you've tried? Most trainers that I know, especially the ones that's been in the industry for several years, we've tried 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of ways to lose weight. Whether they had a glamorous name or they didn't have any name at all. You know what I mean? We've tried them. So sometimes people are like, oh, if I say, I put on a few pounds, whatever, or another trainer says that, people will say, oh, well, you lose the weight real fast. It's not that we really lose the weight really fast. It's that we've tried 5, 6, 7 diets. We've done them 100%. And we know which ones work best for us and our body. Like, we really pay attention to what we're doing. We try to execute it at 100%. So if I've tried 5 different diets and I know that, diet B works best for me, every time I want to lose weight, I'm going to diet B. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the switch on. That's what I'm going to do. That's what most trainers do. The thing with most people who aren't trainers is that they didn't do the 4 or 5 diets they tried. They didn't execute at 100%, so they don't really know which one works the best for them. And then they say, oh, none of the diets work. So that kind of goes back to the other thing of you're either not doing it correctly or you're not putting in 100%. Diets don't work like, oh, I'm going to do it 4 days and then I'm going to be off 2 days, get back on it 4 or 5 days, be off 1 day. It doesn't work like that. You're not going to get the most benefit. You got to just be on it. If you're a go on a diet type person, you just got to be on a diet. Do it 6, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and do it for real. And every time you see like a side-by-side before and after picture or in progress and somebody's killing it on their weight loss journey, they're executing. Period. That's the difference between people who have success in weight loss and people who don't in weight loss. And in general. So, anywho, that's that. So I hope that's a little bit more clarity on how, most diets work for most people. And how also most diets don't work for most people. And pretty much just means you're not doing it 100% correctly, or you're not executing all the steps out with 100% effort, right? 100% effort, that's all you need. Put in 100% effort, you'll be successful. So, that is it for today's podcast. Thanks for listening. If you're on the YouTube channel, hey. If you're on the podcast, you couldn't see me wave, but that's what I just did. And that's it. Want to leave a review? Feel free to do that. 5 stars would be nice. I'm Rialand Jones, aka the Fat Assassin. We'll catch you on the next one. You can make progress or you can make excuses. Choice is yours. And I'm out. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Instagram at Rialand Jones, Snapchat handle Rialand Jones, also on Facebook at facebook.com/Rialand Jones. You can also catch me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Rialand Jones.